Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Sweet Tea in a Movie. Tonight I'll be reviewing Ridley Scott's Prometheus. Uh-oh. I don't feel so good. Sure. Never mind. I'm okay. So I went to go see Prometheus tonight. Ridley Scott's Prometheus. I know that's not what it's being titled as, but I just think it sounds cool. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I haven't seen the Alien movies. I know, light your torches and get your pitchforks if you want, but I haven't seen them yet. But with that being said, I do at least know the legacy of the Aliens movies. And I knew what I was getting myself into with this movie. I'm not just going in blind because it looks like crazy awesomeness or anything like that. I knew what I was getting myself into. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into reviewing this thing. Let's go ahead and talk about the story first. The story is interesting. It's not super good. It's not bad. It's interesting. It keeps your attention, which is good. There's elements in it that I like, and there's elements that I dislike. In my opinion, this movie is classified as a sci-fi horror thriller, and it lives up to all those, kind of. Of course the sci-fi, because you know, it's on a different planet, there's aliens, high futuristic tech, you know, stuff like that. Thriller parts come in very well too, because even though I didn't get scared in the movie, which I don't know if I was going to anyway, I felt suspense. I felt a lot of suspense, so that came out clearly. But with the horror thing, the elements that I disliked were some of the cliches in horror films. Like there wasn't any like gut-wrenching, disgustingly stupid lines delivered. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You know, something like that. But just something that somebody would say, or something that somebody would do, it just made me go, really? Just stuff like that. But nonetheless, this movie is interesting. And like I said, it keeps your attention, which is good. Which brings me to the acting. The acting, in my opinion, is passable to good. It doesn't get really bad, and it doesn't get amazing. There's a little bit of underacting, there's a little bit of overacting, but, you know, for the most part, I say it's passable to good. The people who need to convey fear, which is pretty much everybody, you know, convey it well. And emotion, for the most part, gets conveyed to a good passable level. So that's really all I got to say about acting, because, you know, it's not horrible. It's not even bad. It's just passable, which is like the midpoint, to good. We're good. And that takes me into the music, believe it or not. The music was, to be honest, I do actually remember parts of the music, which is good for it, because if I can remember music in any movie these days, that's a good sign. Now, some of it was phoned in orchestral music, which, you know, it happens now. But the fact that I can remember some of the music is actually a good sign for this movie. It's not that bad. And plus the music that is in there, it fits the mood. It sounds fairly good, actually. And next we dive into the settings and the cinematography, which is why I went to go see this movie. If you've seen the trailer, then you know that this looks awesome. It looks so good. The planet looks really good. Looking at space and all the stars in the background and everything, it looks so good. To be honest, I saw this movie in 3D because I wanted to experience all those great settings and all that great cinematography in 3D. And I gotta be honest, the 3D added depth. And I'm not just saying like, you know, plaster 3D effect, there you go, boom, give us $3 extra. No, they actually worked on this 3D. There was seriously layers. There was layers to this. Like, I would occasionally take off my glasses so I could look at just a 2D image, and then I would slide them back on so I could see all the layers. And it was implemented so well, and it was actually, I could tell, not only were the settings and the cinematography lovingly crafted in this movie, the 3D was obviously lovingly crafted in this movie. They could have phoned that in too. They could have just said, hey, we need 3D, slap it on. But somebody actually took time to make layers and actually make three-dimensional depth. And that is good. This really adds to the movie. I'm not saying you need to go see it in 3D, because, you know, people don't want to pay that much sometimes. But it won't hurt to go see it in 3D. I promise. Because it really adds so much depth to the picture. It feels like you're really there sometimes. Just not the times where people are dying. Thank goodness. So with all that being said, how do I actually feel about the movie? I feel mixed on it. Because it brings up questions that eventually lead to, we may answer this in a sequel. It's kind of a booster for more movies. Which I don't think I would really mind, but just the way this movie ends, it's not on a sour or bittersweet note, it just seems so kind of unfulfilled almost. And that kind of soured it a little bit for me. I still enjoyed the ride, but the end and the payoff could have been better. So all in all, I give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. It's better than average. It's not nearly a masterpiece, and it's not a super great movie or even a great movie. It's a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. It's even a thought-provoking movie. It's a few steps higher than the average summer blockbuster. And it is at least worth a watch, especially if you're a fan of the Aliens franchise, or if you're a fan of Ridley Scott. It's pretty dang good. So thank you for watching. I'm glad I'm back, and hopefully I'll start making these more often so I can give my opinions to you guys. Again, thank you very much for watching. Peace out.